What is going on, guys? Papa C back with another video for you guys, bringing you my NPA Season 3 Week 5. I'm pretty sure it's Week 5. I could be wrong. Just check the title, I guess, and I'll be accurate. Teambuilder versus Professor Willow, coach of the United Kingler. If you guys enjoy the content, if you want to support the channel, make sure you click that like button, subscribe, and check out Willow's channel. His link will be in the description. He is also a brand new coach to the NPA. Last week, he had his very first battle in the NPA after taking over Vump's team and the San Diego Charizards, which were renamed the United Kingler. Don't know if I said that, but he's the United Kingler now. Willow is somebody I've never battled in a draft league format, but Willow is somebody that I've been in a league with, although I've never battled him, so kind of a little bit of history there. Willow definitely has a very interesting team, because as you guys know, he did take over Vump's team, and he did make a lot of changes to the team that Vump drafted to fit his playstyle and whatnot. So let's just take a look at Willow's team here. So we got Latios, Diggersby, Doublade, Rotom Cut, Regirock, Chatot, Mega Gyarados, Torkoal, Alomomola, Gothitelle, and Tangela. Now, important thing to remember is that Gothitelle cannot be Shadow Tag, which means the only abilities Gothitelle can use are Frisk and Competitive. So again, I know people might be confused by that. You cannot use Shadow Tag Gothitelle, just like I can't use Speed Boost Blaziken. It has to be Blaziken. Taking a look at my team, though, we did make some changes, as you guys saw from the last week's video. We have Jirachi, Klefki, Kyurem, Clawitzer, Gligar, Levany, Mega Alakazam, Zapdos, Blastoise, Blaziken, and Pinsir. The new members being Pinsir, Blastoise, and Clawitzer. If you guys, again, if you missed the video last week, make sure you go check that out. So, again, against Willow's team, let's take a look at this team again. Biggest things that I am scared of, that's a good way to put it, would be the Diggersby and the Latios, and in some ways the Gyarados. Now, I feel like from a defensive standpoint, look at his defensive Pokemon, I think I can handle them pretty well. Defensively, he has Doublade, Rotom, Alomomola, Gothitelle, Tangela, things we can handle. Torkoal can be a threat. I don't want him to set up Stealth Rocks. His only way to remove Stealth Rocks are Rapid Spin Torkoal and Defog Latios, although I don't think we'll bring Defog Latios. I'm definitely expecting a Choice Scarf, potentially a Dragon Dance set for that Latios, because I do think that set matches up well against me, especially Latios with like a physical Latios with Earthquake or something like that would definitely be very scary. So let's take a look at the team and do some explaining as to why I brought this team. So first Pokemon, new Pokemon to the roster, we got Pinsir, aka Gluttony, holding that Choice Scarf Moxie with the knockoff X Scissor, Earthquake, Close Combat, 52 in HP, max attack, Jolly Nature 204 in speed. This speed, okay, the way this works is Rotom Cut is actually a base 86 speed, meaning if I was max speed, Rotom would still outspeed me, so I figured let's just invest enough to outspeed +1 Gyarados as well as Choice Scarf Diggersby. That's really the best I can do, and of course I outspeed everything on his team bar a Choice Scarfer that is above 85 speed, or excuse me, above 81 speed. So I outspeeded Gyarados, which is great. Now, one thing with Pinsir is that when I was going into free agency and picking up a bunch of Pokemon, Pinsir was one of the Pokemon on my list, obviously is what I picked up. But there were some other Pokemon I was considering, namely Stoutland, Linu, and a couple other Pokemon. Biggest reason why I picked up Pinsir is because I feel like in this matchup, and some other future matchups as well, Pinsir matches up pretty nicely. Between Knockoff, X Scissor, Earthquake, and Close Combat, I can hit everything super active. Now, yes, I am Choice Scarf, but if I get the Moxie boost on pretty much any of these moves, except for the Earthquake, excuse me, because he does have a Levitating user in Latios, Pinsir can do a big number on his team. Pinsir's ideal situation is to come in late and just click X Scissor 4 or 5 times, however many you have to click it, and get the win. Potentially break some walls if it needs to. It can definitely handle Gyarados. I just can't let the Gyarados set up too many Dragon Dances. One is okay, more than that, just no. Next Pokemon, another new member, we got Greed, aka Clawitzer, with the Assault Vest, Mega Launcher, of course, Water Pulse, Dark Pulse, Aura Sphere, Ice Beam, 204 HP, 252 Special Attack Modus with 52 Speed. This one's a bit of a weird set. Now, Assault Vest just takes some more hits better. He does have Latios, he does have Torkoal. I guess Latios actually is only Special Attacker, and Rotom, I guess. Definitely want to be able to take hits. This thing is pretty bulky too, surprisingly. With the Mega Launcher ability as well, Water Pulse is pretty much just a Surf with a 10% confusion chance. Now, yes, you could argue that Scald would be better. However, at the same time, like, if you look at the things on his team that I would want to burn in terms of physical attackers, it's really just the Doublade. Like, maybe the Regirock would be nice, but at the same time, like, Diggersby and Regirock still die to Water Pulse, so like it's not really a big deal. Water Pulse just does a little bit more damage than Scald as well, which is another reason going back to Season 2 when I had Manaphy and I ran Surf over Scald most weeks just because that extra damage made a big difference with certain roles. And in this matchup, I'm bringing Klefki, which just have spikes, which also helps with a ton of different roles. We got Play Rough, Thunderwave, Spikes, Reflect, Leftovers, Prankster. Nothing too fancy with this set. Careful Nature, Max Def, Max HP. Reflect is to help counter the Gyarados, because I can take an Earthquake from Gyarados in the Reflect. Cannot take a hit from Diggersby. Diggersby is a pretty big threat. If he's a Choice Band Diggersby, I can't take a hit. If he's Life Orb, I'll have to calculate, I don't remember, but Diggersby's definitely a threat to the team if you guys couldn't tell. Play Rough, surprisingly, like very surprisingly, does good amount of damage to a lot of his team. Obviously, it doesn't do anything to Doublade, but like, it can 2-hit Latios, it can 2-hit Chatot, which might sound weird, but it's a thing that I can do. Thunderwave helps a ton. Spikes, obviously, just one layer Spikes is very, very good. Now, of course, Latios and Rotom Cut are unaffected by Spikes, but it's still gonna help. It's still gonna help. And there's really nothing to say about Klefki other than the fact that, you know, just click Spikes and Thunderwave a couple times. That's really it. Next Pokemon, we got Pride, aka Alakazam, with Trace, of course, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, Psychic, and Taunt, 236 speed, Timid, max special attack, 20 in defense. Now, I'm running a little bit of defense investment over the HP investment just because against his physical attackers, I can take hits a little bit better. Like, it's relevant in a situation where he goes for Quick Attack on Diggersby. That's really it. Like, it helps take a Quick Attack from Diggersby. That's literally it. You know, max special attack because this thing does a lot of damage. Near max speed. This speed, I'm not 100% sure on this speed. I'll have to look on my, actually, let me pull up my notes. Let me pull up my notes. Are these my notes? These aren't my notes. That is my English paper. Okay. Where are my notes? Where are my notes? Can I move this and will it affect the video? It won't. Okay, there we go. So, Alakazam outspeeds +1 Jolly Gyarados / Scarf Diggersby, does not outspeed Scarf Rotom. That's the set. Basically, same thing as Pinsir, except it's not Choice Scarf and outspeed stuff, which is very, very nice. I can pretty much two-shot his entire team as well, which is very nice. Obviously, you gotta be careful with Doublade. Doublade gets Shadow Sneak, Pursuit. It is a Ghost type, so definitely gotta be careful of that. Kind of in a similar situation as we were against Pum with his Gertrude, what is it called? His Spiritomb. Doublade can do some similar things to us, although I think we'd handle it a little bit better because we do have better answers to it, as well as Clawitzer. Clawitzer with Dark Pulse, like, literally wrecks a lot on his team. Like, even though Dark Pulse isn't stab or super effective, it can two-shot a lot of things, which is pretty surprising. Just because Mega Launcher is that freaking good. Like, this thing is literally, from a pure offensive standpoint, Mega Blastoise Light, which I love. So, and then also I have Taunt on this thing. Don't really know if I mentioned this too much, but the ideal lead for this week would be to lead with my Alakazam here. Okay. Lead Alakazam, see what he has. If he leads Torkoal, I just taunt it right away. I really don't want him to get up Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks would not be ideal. Luckily, his only potential Stealth Rockers are Regirock and his Torkoal, both of which just kind of get bought by Alakazam. Alakazam can two-shot Torkoal with a Psychic, and then Regirock gets two-shotted with Energy Ball. If I taunt them, it's great. I can trace them, which might be relevant. I don't really think it'll be relevant at all. But yeah, this is the ideal lead. And then if I see him lead with Gyarados, Latios, or Rotom Cut could be a potential lead because, like, I know I had Rotom in the NPA last season, and Rotoms in general are just good leads because they can just be Choice Scarf with Volt Switch, and they're very, very good lead Pokemon. And against John last week, which was Willow's first battle in the NPA, he actually led Scarf Rotom. So if that's any indication, I mean, he might lead Scarf Rotom, he might not. If he does lead Scarf Rotom, then Zapdos really comes in, which is the next Pokemon. Zapdos kind of running a weird, fast, and defensive one at the same time with the red card. This is a pretty specific set. Also got Static because why not? The thing with Zapdos is if I can run Static, I'm going to run Static. Like, I really don't see much of a situation where Pressure would be better than Static. Maybe against a really stally Pokemon? I don't really know. Either way, we got the red card with Roost, U-Turn, Heat Wave, and Thunderbolt. Max HP, 68 defense bold, 188 in speed. Now this speed, opening up my notes again because I'm not 100% sure, outspeeds Jolly Diggersby. And I believe it outspeeds Gyarados as well. I don't think it outspeeds Gyarados, actually. I don't think it outspeeds Gyarados. No, it doesn't outspeed Gyarados because, okay. The reason why it doesn't outspeed Gyarados is because I want this investment to be able to take hits better than Gyarados. Better for Gyarados, I should say. And with the red card, if the Gyarados sets up on me or goes for an attack like Ice Fang, Waterfall, whatever, the red card will just switch it out. In a situation where he has a Dragon Dancing Latios, a Dragon Dancing Gyarados, this thing can help phase it out because of the red card. Red card, one of my favorite items to run in League format. Something you don't see a lot. Yes, it has backfired me on the past. I remember in PGL Season 3 running red card Fortress and having it just be... and basically having it backfire every time. But it's something that I think this week can definitely help out a ton. U-turn over Volt Switch because I don't want to switch to Diggersby and then just, you know, be stuck in a pickle like that. So nothing else really too special about this Pokemon, or Zapdos aka Sloth. If you guys couldn't tell, they're all named after the 7 Deadly Sins, and then I changed my in-game name to Wrath because I'm a nerd, I don't know. Last Pokemon, Envy the Kyurem. Leftovers, Pressure, of course. Ice Beam, Earth Power, Dragon Pulse, and Sub. Running Modest Max, which is really, really weird. Like, I'm always like a big advocate, and I think everybody that's ever played League format knows this, is how to speed creep and stuff. Like, basically, in most situations, like for example on Alakazam, there's literally no reason for me to run max speed, so I take some of those EVs off and put them in defense, because literally the difference between being 236 and 252 is nothing in this potential matchup, because he has nothing that can outspeed me if I have more. If I have more speed, it doesn't make a difference what I'm trying to say. So Kyurem, though, it's one of those really weird situations where you have to run max speed, because I outspeed Jolly Gyarados by 1 point if I'm a modest Kyurem. Also, in turn, I do outspeed a Diggersby if it is not Choice Scarfed or plus speed in any way. Also have Sub on it. Basically, if I have a Sub and he has Latios, like if I'm behind a Sub and he sends out Latios, he just dies to Ice Beam. He can break my Sub, but he's gonna die to Ice Beam. Ice Beam, Earth Power, Dragon Pulse is just... Ice Beam and Earth Power actually hit his team pretty hard. Really, the only thing that wants to take one of those hits is Gyarados and Alomomola. However, against Alomomola, even if it's a Toxic, say you can just sub on the Toxic. Like, if it's Toxic, Sub, Protect, Scald, you can just click Sub, keep clicking Earth Power until you get Spadef drops, which I know is kind of a weird strategy, and there's just win from there. Because you get Spadef drops, then Dragon Pulse is do a KO. So that's the team. Kind of a weird team this week. Like, a lot of things are pretty standard, but there's a lot of very specific situations and very specific speeds that I have prepared for. Like I said, though, the plan should be lead with this guy, go for Taunt if he leads with his Stealth Rockers. If he doesn't lead with the Stealth Rockers, most likely switching out into Zapdos or even Klefki, depending on what we see, and then just go from there, really. Like, set up spikes. Between Alakazam and Pinsir especially, we can definitely break a lot of walls. You know, we have a lot of offense this week, so I think we should match up pretty nicely. So hopefully we can pull out here with a W. I definitely don't want to be 0-4, especially after essentially 2 weeks of bye weeks, which is insane. I feel like it's been forever since I had an NPA battle, because we had back-to-back bye weeks essentially. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep rooting for your New York Clinks. Make sure you tune into the battle tomorrow against Willow. I know it's going to be a good one. Have a good rest of your day. I will see you guys next time, and bye-bye.